So comment, subscribe, dislike, or like. Check out the links in the descriptions for other of my sites, other activities that I'm involved in. Got a whole bunch of Facebook groups you can check out. I play multiple card games, so I do music among other things, so check out the links in the description. This is my Bulma SS3 Hit and Win deck. One copy of the leader. 4 lightning fast hit, 4 hit space time transcendent, 4 ghost attack, Super Saiyan 3 Gold Tanks, 4 Super Saiyan 3 Nappa, Saiyan Might, 4 Vegeta Exploring Weakness, 4 Kaioken Goku, 4 Topo Righteous Aid, 4 Heroic Duo Videl, 4 East Supreme Kai, 4 Testing Opposition, 4 Violent Rays, 4 Piccolo Jr. Descendant of the King, 4 Vegito Unison of Might, and 1 Goku and Frieza Miraculous Conclusion. So the burn cards of the deck is Frieza, Vegito Unison of Might, Lightning Fast Hit, and Nappa. So those are our burn cards. The SS3 part of the deck is, Gold Tanks, because of its ability to create 3 tokens, and if you have 4 or less cards in your hands, it and the tokens get double strike, so potential 8 damage off of just 1 card is always awesome. So it's good for, it's always been a great finisher. Trying to bring it back, bringing sexy back. Especially with the fact that we have stuff like, testing opposition, for example, and things of that nature. Floodgate negates like violent rays and stuff. Having something like this can be very helpful. Good thing about the tokens, they're 15k right off the bat. So when you swing with them, they get under violent rays, and then you just combo to get them, to get them to at least 20k per each attack. So that way you increase your chances of it, the attacks going through, because your opponent's going to need 10k combo power per each attack. Alright, so the leader turns all your red Saiyans and Earthlings and yellow Saiyans and Earthlings into blockers. So Goku becomes a blocker, Videl becomes a blocker, Nappa, Gold Tanks, Vegeta, they all become blockers. Everything else does not. So keep that in mind. Active main, draw a card. If you have 4 less life, untap 2 energies and switch and flip her over. So the untap 2 energy is very important. Same permanent, all your Saiyans and Earthlings get blocker. And active main, draw 2 cards. So combining with that Piccolo Jr., so you can draw 2 cards on the front, 3 cards on the back type of situation. That you want to draw into your win cards, your burn cards. Lightning fast hits. I've been getting to the point where I've been getting my opponent down to 1 life, so cards like Nappa and Goku and Frieza, even Vegito, it's more than enough to win out the game for me. But still like the idea of having the ability to do 2 damage just in case I don't consistently get somebody down to 1. And it's not that hard to get them down to 2, so good old reliable lightning fast hits. The other thing is the way that, since this deck is pretty good at stalling, and I play Bulma a lot. So I'm very, very used to getting to at least turn 6 with her. It wouldn't be that hard to pull off the evolved strategy of lightning fast hit. But you can play this chain as soon as turn 4. The way you do it is you have 4 energy, obviously, right? Pay 3 to play hit space time transcendent. Then use the leader's awaken ability to untap 2 energies, because remember you still have 1 energy already untapped. Untap 2 energies, so now we have 3 untapped energies, and then use those 3 energies for his active main, which will let you evolve a lightning fast hit from your drop warp top of it. And of course, when this is evolved, you deal 2 damage to your opponent. So that's something you can take into consideration. Let's see. You can evolve this on top of a hit just for 5 energy. So you could do it on turn 5. Or for example, turn 4, you could play this just so it could be on the field. Especially if you end up in a scenario where you had to awaken early, so you ended up using your untap 2 early. Then you can just play this for 3. And just hope the opponent doesn't get rid of it. Then the following turn, on turn 5, you can play this. Get it out there. Triggers effect. So that's how that works. If you're in a scenario where you can stall, and your opponent still has life, he is double strike, so you could obviously play him, burn your opponent for 2, and then try to swing for game with his double strike. So you could potentially do 4 damage with him if you evolve him. So that's something. Already mentioned, you could play Nappa, burn your opponent for 1. His effect is that he doesn't do damage, he just sends the life to the drop. So this is useful against certain decks, that's certain situations where like maybe you can't deal damage, or if you would deal damage, your opponent mills instead. You can use this instead. I've used this against set 2 Zamasu leader. My opponent was using. Opponent had 1 life. They were awakened, so anytime you dealt them damage or battle damage, they mill instead. And he had a lot of cards in his deck, so I wasn't going to mill him out anytime soon. So, fortunate for me, I had this. I had 2 options. I had this and some other card. I think it was hit. I think I had the lightning fast hit combo. And it's between hits or this, and of course this actually works because hit would have made him mill 10 cards. This actually just won me the game, so I played this and made him send the life to the drop. So it's useful in that regards. And he's a 20k crit. Exploiting weakness Vegeta is board wipe, and you can play it on your opponent's turn because it's a counter play. He only costs 3 because it's permanent. Because the leader's red, so he costs 3. And you give your leader 5k boost, so which comes in handy considering the fact it is already weak as it is. And it's nice strategy you want to do with this is play this. Typically, you'll do this more often than not because you don't want to really use your leader's awaken ability. Play this on the turn before, basically on turn 4, right? The turn before you play this because you plan to play this for 5. Play this on your opponent's turn, board wipe them. Hopefully, then they have no battle cards because of it. And then on your turn, play Vegeta for 5 and then use Vegeta's -5 ability. Since your opponent has no battle cards, you can deal them 1 damage, so that's a thing, right? Take advantage of that. So that's one line of play you can do with these 2 cards. The other one is, you're on turn 5, you haven't awakened the leader yet, you play Vegeta for 3, or wipe your opponent, and then, which means you have 2 energies untapped. Saying right? No. What? Obviously, no. You turn 6. I said it wrong. Turn 6, you need 6 energy. Turn 6, use 3 energy to play this and wipe your opponent's board, which means you have 3 energy left. You awaken the leader to untap 2 energy, so you have 5 energy, and play Vegeta, and use Vegeta -5 ability to deal your opponent 1 damage. Now that's if they're at 1 life. If they're at 2 life, obviously you can just swing with this. This is a 20k body, and this is 19k, so you do have at least 2 strong attacks you can do just to try to get your opponent down to 1, and then finish them off with the -5. So that's a line of play you can do. So pretty much you want to get to definitely turn 5, so you can do something like Ghost Attacks, Gold Tanks, but and even Goku and Frieza, you could play them for 5, turn 5. You want to be able to do that, but ultimately you want to get to turn 6 because that's where you can do the Vegito and Vegeta combo, the lightning fast hit play. Because if you used up your Awaken, then you won't be able to do this combo on turn 4. So then you have to wait turn 6 because you'll need 3 to play this and then 3 more to do its effect to evolve. So 6 is the magic number. Kaioken Goku can also be used the same way you use Cheetah in order to do the Vegito play. It has the active main where you pay 2 red. Since your leader card's red, you could discard this, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier, and minus 25k for it. So this is good against any problematic battle card that's barrier. Everything else is pretty much self-explanatory. We use this as a draw engine, has a floodgate ability. We use this mainly for its burn effect. It does have a -2 ability until the end of your opponent's next turn if your opponent would play a battle card using a skill, displace into the drop area instead. So this is good against stuff like Overwhelm, things of that nature. Arrival plays, Union Fusion, all that stuff. There's more and more battle cards that have effects that help cheat them out, and this will be obviously good floodgate ability against that type of strategy. Like I said, most of the stuff is self-explanatory, Topo, floodgate, defense, testing opposition, could stop potentially to attack, violent race, floodgate, negate. So that's the end of